The wins have been hard to come by for the Oakland Raiders in 2014, but the foundation has been laid down for the future. Derek Carr on offense, Khalil Mack on defense. Let's help them rebuild. Chris Sims, Matt Miller. Miller, I'm curious, what do you think the biggest need for Oakland is on offense?
I think the biggest need on offense is getting a wide receiver or a couple wide receivers. Derek Carr, I think I've said this many times, I think he's the franchise quarterback there. He's the guy of the future. They need to build around him. I know a lot of fans talk about let's replace Derek Carr. That's ignorant to me. Build around him, wide receiver, Amari Cooper out of Alabama, the only guy I'd feel comfortable drafting in the top 5 at that position. He's dynamic, he's explosive, he can play on the ground, he can attack jump balls, he can work down the field. I think he's a very complete wide receiver, a guy who's not so unsimilar to Odell Beckham Jr. So I think Cooper and Derek Carr, that would be a great foundation for them on offense.
Sims, I know that you agree with that they should bring in a wide receiver.
I do.
They got some money to spend, the Raiders in the offseason, a ton of cap room. Any free agents out there that you think the Raiders should target?
There are. Even if they do draft Amari Cooper in the top 5 picks, they need more than one receiver this offseason, and there are some free agents to look out for this year. The first one being Demaryius Thomas from the Denver Broncos. I know a lot of people out there go, oh, that might be unrealistic. There's no way the Broncos let him go. Well, they have to re-sign the Julius Thomas, Pot Roast Knighton. They have other contract issues they have to worry about. Another receiver that really jumps out to me, if they don't want to go the Demaryius Thomas route, Jeremy Maclin from the Philadelphia Eagles. He's a receiver that can do it all, got great speed down the field. And then one other guy, St. Louis Rams, Kenny Britt. You might be able to get him for a little less money.
Name.
Yes, he's a very talented guy. One of the most talented receivers I ever played with. He has been there in St. Louis, had a great year. They've had quarterback issues, haven't always been able to get him the ball when he's open, but you might be able to get him for the low as compared to Maclin and Thomas.
You put Amari Cooper, Maclin, or Kenny Britt next to Mike Rivera, Latavius Murray, and Derek Carr.
Yes.
You got something cooking on offense. On the other side of the football, Khalil Mack, arguably the rookie of the year, defensively in the NFL. Who should they target in the draft, Miller, to help build that defense around Khalil Mack?
Well, if they want to go first round like they did last year on defense, I think you look at Leonard Williams just down the road at USC, a big defensive lineman. He could play as a 3-4 defensive end, but I think his future is as a 3 technique, pass rushing defensive tackle in the NFL, and he can really set the tempo for a game. I mean, he has that athletic ability. He's a guy who can come in and play right away, but I do think he still has big upside, big potential. I mean, he's a top tier athlete at that position, can get through the line of scrimmage, can make plays, be a disruptive player for them, and that allows guys like Khalil Mack and C.O. Moore to be even more of an impact. It also helps a secondary that has been kind of up and down for them. You get a pass rusher up front. So if they go round 1, I think Leonard Williams from USC definitely fits the mold of what they want to do.
But what if they go Cooper in round 1 like you talked about with the offense? Is there any pass rushers available in the second round that you think could be a good fit there?
You know, there are. If you want to stay in that same mold, I think Malcolm Brown coming out of Texas, he might be a late first round guy who could still be available at the top of round 2. Danny Shelton coming out of Washington, a similar guy. Or Michael Bennett at Ohio State, a bit smaller, but he's definitely kind of like an Aaron Donald type player. Small guy, but he can get through the line of scrimmage and be a pass rusher.
Now, you talk about a Longhorn. We got a Longhorn right here.
Yeah.
What about the free agent route on defense?
Well, I agree with him. I think they need more defensive linemen. The defensive linemen not playing all that horrible this year, but the big thing is they're older. You look at Antonio Smith, who they got from the Houston Texans. He's coming to the end of his career. Justin Tuck, same thing. Lamar Woodley from Pittsburgh, they're at the end of the career. So they need to get more youth at the position. There's a free agent I'm in love with. He's from the Carolina Panthers, and that's Greg Hardy.
Wow.
He'd be a guy, to me, was one of the best 3-4 best defensive linemen in all of football in 2013 season. He had the off-the-field issues, but he's young. He's only 26 years old, so he's got a lot of ball left in him, and he can do everything on the defensive line. He can pass rush outside. He's a lot like Michael Bennett with the Seattle Seahawks. He can be a great 3 technique on pass downs. He's very versatile along that front. He would really help out any defense.
Al Davis said it, just win, baby. Mark Davis, just build, baby.
I like it.